They haven't fixed any of that.
They just want to. I don't know why. I pictured a chef being like, "The dish is as it is." Hello and welcome. My name is Alex Gonzalez, and with me today is my good old friend J.E.
Hey, that's me.
And please remember that we are not game devs. How are you doing today, Jay?
I'm doing all right, Alex. Went through my drink a little bit faster than I thought I would. I thought that would last me a lot longer.
Are you feeling it?
A little bit.
I started singing the Blink-182 song in my head. But those are not the... Is that punk rock? Punk pop?
Pop punk.
Pop punk bands we are talking about today. Today we are creating something new. Every week we are not game devs. We'll create a new exciting video game idea that we have always wanted to play but do not have any knowledge or know-how to create the wonderful experience that are video games. Today is my turn to present We Are Not Game Devs 103rd episode. I'm going to begin with this basic.
I don't think we've ever called it an episode before. That's like
no,
the first time ever.
This is the first time in 103 times. In my 52? Yeah, 52?
Maybe, probably
episodes?
Not, because there's been some guests and whatnot, you know?
No, I don't think they have either. I think I'm the only one.
Yeah. Well,
this is a game I want to create. This is a game I want to create. It's based off a concept that I thought would be a lot of fun. I want to create a game where something happens and you freak out and you have to get somewhere, but it's a beat 'em up game, but I want it to be in first person. But I want the fighting to feel similar. Now stay with me here. Similar to how Jackie Chan films and how he used to fight using all of the objects in a room. And it's a video game, so it's going to be a bit stronger. So you're going to be able to use tables. You'll be able to throw TVs. Maybe you'll be able to pluck a ceiling fan from the ceiling, and then while it's still spinning, like throw it at people. Maybe it'll fly. Like I want it to be a game where you're using a bunch of different items in your environment, and it's a beat 'em up in the sense that you have to go from one place to another. There's going to be maybe missions or something, and then I want it to be centered around this combat with people coming at you. Like we can make it government agents, or if you want, a lot of people like to throw in zombies because they don't have anything else.
Yeah. Have you heard of a game called Blood Roots?
No, is this exactly that?
I mean, sort of, but I imagine...
I hate when that happens.
I imagine it's kind of like that, but we're going to be more in like an indoor modern setting. Blood Roots is more like around a campfire, so you pick up like logs and like axes and shit like that.
No, modern settings.
But, okay, so...
Oh, wait, and have you seen Do-Ra-Ra-Ra-Ra?
I've heard of it, I haven't watched it.
So there's this, have you seen clips of the blonde guy like ripping up fence posts? And stuff, not fence posts, like signposts. So I'm just thinking it'll be generally really cool to do that kind of stuff.
Kind of like Dead Rising or whatever that game's called.
Yeah, so to say, like where you're going to have a lot of interactivity with the environment and think of items around you differently.
Yeah. Okay. I kind of imagine this similar to how Super Hot worked, where it just spawns you in an environment and you have the floor to work with. It's not going to be like Super Hot where when you move, everyone else moves, but you know what I mean? Like it spawns you in and then you go in that area. Right?
Yeah, it'll be something as simple as that. Yeah, like maybe similar to what we're doing here. Maybe a message comes on your computer saying, you've been hacked and they're coming to get. Actually, yeah, it's going to be a lot like Super Hot.
It's going to be like either Matrix or Eagle Eye.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. I didn't think that you'd make that callback, but yeah, like Eagle Eye, where there's going to be some message and they're going to be coming to get you, and you just have and then you'll see it say use what's around you.
Okay, I want this to kind of be like a Telltale Mirror's Edge runner linear story adventure where kind of even like Detroit Become Human, but specifically Connor's parts. You don't know that reference, I don't think. But what's going to happen is, you get that. You just start on your laptop. You're doing some crazy weird shit on your laptop, and it shows that. And then he's typing. He gets an alert. You've been hacked. come find me
Yeah.
or run away or something like that.
No,
And then
you can say you have been hacked. They are on their way.
yeah. And so what I imagine, this is a super linear but multiple path thing where your character is kind of moving on rails, but you get to
Yeah.
pick what
Different tunnels to
direction,
take.
yeah, what direction, and then there's like environments and or things in your way, and you could choose what to use, kind of like Telltale's Batman. I don't know if you ever played that one. I don't know if this is getting way more linear than what your vision was, because I know your
No, no,
vision
no, no,
was
yeah,
more
yeah.
like running like we could even have segments like that where it just gives you whole control, and then like you get into an intersection, there's people in your way, and then like you have to control your character and use the environment, and that's where the combat comes in. So it may be that it
Yep.
could have like a third person, or wait, you said first person, so like a first person part where you are literally just going around and actually beating people up until you could start
Mm-hmm.
running to the next segment.
Yeah.
But there's different paths you could take, and each one has different interactions and
And I want it
environments
to
and stuff
be
like that.
semi-realistic. So there will be times that you can use guns, but I want it to be where there isn't going to be a lot of ammo. In a standard clip,
How
was
about
it
how,
6,
how about you
12?
we say like
The
if
gun guy.
you encounter enemies that have guns, whatever, they only have one clip unless they reload themselves because they have
Yeah,
magazines. But whatever they use, when you knock them down and take their gun from them, that's all you have left is
yeah.
what's left
So
in
we're going to
that clip.
encourage you to use the environment more if you can, or
And guns are like single use items for like one or two enemies if you're able to take someone down fast enough
mhm,
before they even use their weapon at all. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And then you can't pick up any magazines, so there's no reload. As soon as whatever's left after the enemy shoots, like let's say it's an SMG that has 24 bullets, if they shot 10 bullets at you, it only has 14 left, and then once those
and
14 are gone, it's gone.
yeah, we're gonna have to make the pacing something where
I
you
think
can't use items if you're not walking. So you're gonna have to walk places, and it's still gonna have to feel like there aren't.
okay, this is how I imagine the fighting segments to go. Maybe we could orchestrate it, kind of like how Doom does it. It's still free form, but there
Mhm.
is kind of a path, an enemy sequence that we're going for. You know what I mean? Where we
Yeah,
place enemies in a strategic way with items and weapons around them in a way where multiple things could happen, but there's obviously one linear path, so you're still free running the entire time. You know what I mean? Like if you're good enough, we could like take it from Doom's book, where if you're good enough, you could like run over, pick up like a crowbar, slam one dude in the head. The crow, maybe everything should be one use. Like you grab the crowbar, slam them in the head, it's gone, and then like you pick up his gun, two bullets in the person in front of you, and then you run over, he's too far away, so like you pick up, I don't know, a
yeah,
bottle and throw that at someone, and it's just continuous. You know what I mean?
yeah. And there's just gonna be a lot of stunning going on. Like depending on where you hit them, it'll make it so that they don't really want to use that limb anymore, or that, or if you hit them in the head, they'll be stunned that way. That way, it gives you more time to find different things.
Yeah, yeah. And like
Maybe
I want there to be like a quick restart. Like as soon as you are like, "Oh, I spent too much time like looking for something to pick up here. Let's just restart back from this checkpoint and then just do it again." And then that will encourage people to just find the best optimal path through this one fighting sequence, you know?
and we're gonna have to give them verbal cues too, because I don't want to do the thing that's normal where we just highlight everything red or paint it yellow. I want the game to kind of look good and
Mhm.
have natural objects. I think that would be more fun.
Yeah.
Uh, so there's going to be verbal cues in there from the character saying, "I'm not strong enough." Like when you try to pick certain things up, we're not gonna highlight them. We'll just say it. So eventually, and we'll maybe have a tutorial gauging where the strength is.
Okay.
Do you want it? I don't know where to go with this one. What do you think about either having normal strength, but just a little bit strong, like a little superhuman, where you can maybe throw a table, but not like a picnic table or something that's bolted down.
Yeah,
Maybe you
yeah.
don't break concrete. You
Maybe
know?
what it could be is, I would say, above average strength. And like maybe everything in the environment is actually um interactable, but like you have to do a combo of kills if within a certain time to pick up the heavier stuff. You froze for a
Yeah.
little bit. I don't know
Okay.
if you heard all of that.
No, I heard just the end, and I get what you say. What you're saying. So maybe we'll do basically an adrenaline gauge, where if you're doing good enough combos, it's not going to add up to a certain score per se, but it'll add up to that gauge where you can get stronger, and then unlock a mode where maybe you have not that's that long, but as long as you keep the combo up, you can pick up heavier items.
Exactly.
Thereby expanding your arsenal.
And then maybe like you said, it's not going to like highlight everything that you can pick up, but maybe there's like we put definite items that are in different parts of their adrenaline range. Like maybe it's like the first fourth of it, you could only pick up
Yeah.
small objects. The second fourth of it, that's where you could pick up tables and I don't know.
You know what I'm thinking? What if, and we also demonstrate to the players what can be picked up by not a tutorial level, but instead mini bosses and bosses that introduce new items as their signature weapons that they hold on to. So that way you're like, oh, I can pick those up too. You know, maybe when they drop them, you can pick them up and use them once, and then they'll be around the levels that you're going to. Because I'm thinking a boss that takes multiple hits wouldn't be that big of a deal as long as they had a tell, you know?
Yeah.
I was thinking a boss is not that hard, reminiscent of maybe where they just kind of sit there. They have 3 or 4 core moves, but they also teach you about the environment.
Well, I
We're
think
using bosses as a step up to
instead
learn
of that,
things.
we could probably just put it in the first. So as soon as you get the message, you've been hacked, run or whatever. That could just be that, where like instead of them choosing what path to take and everything, it's just first you just take some people out. It teaches how to do that, and then the next one, it's like you've built up your adrenaline gauge. Now you can pick up medium-sized objects, and then that's where you do that. And then the next one's like now you are at max adrenaline. You can pick up the heavier objects now. You know what I mean? So like,
Yeah.
and then after that, we show them how to like pick different paths and be like, you could go right or left. Maybe he could say it out loud. I could go right or left.
Or
I
I
don't
was
know
thinking
what's
to
good.
solve that
Yeah.
problem also is when he shuts his laptop after it says you've been hacked, they are on their way, run. He maybe just puts his phone in his pocket, puts headphones on, and that's when the music will start initiating the level, and then the person trying to help you can come on through the headphones, saying left or right.
Oh yeah, just like Eagle Eye then.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll
definitely.
just use that so it's kind of like a helper, but you don't know who that is, but they're directing you through the levels and telling you where to go to get resources.
Yeah. And I wanted to like, obviously we're going to go through multiple buildings. We'll go through like billiard clubs, and then we'll go through like arcades. We'll go through like multiple places where you have different stuff to play, restaurants, and then even like outdoors, like through a neighborhood or like where you're jumping
I'm
fences
thinking
and stuff like that.
one place that would work really well would be a place that's like a pier. So it would have, you know, a row of bars, so you can use stools, billiard tables, pool cues, and then it would eventually go into like different shops, spots, and then, you know, there's always like some kind of like carny rides
Yeah.
that you can also go through. We could do one like slightly wilderness area where there's like maybe a trail.
Maybe it's
But
like
it
through a
limits the amount of
national,
items.
not like a national park, but like a park in the middle of a city. You know what I mean? Like Grand Central, or not Grand Central.
Okay.
What's it called? Central Park.
Yeah.
You know, like that, something like a park in the middle of the city where you just run through it, and there's like different things you can pick up, like park benches, sticks, rocks. Maybe someone left a scooter on the ground or something like that. You know what I mean?
Park benches, pylons with marking the trail, so maybe it has like a chain on it, so you like rip a stump out of the ground with enough adrenaline, and then you have a chain with the stump attached.
Yeah,
because that's just stuff that they have here to guide.
While we're also talking about crazier environments,
instead of a trail, why not like just a park?
Yeah, that's
like
what I mean.
A park makes more sense with like slides and stuff like that.
Yeah. Like no, definitely, just like a park, Central Park type thing where it's
it has like a skate park area.
Yeah, it has like children park and skate park areas, but it also has like nature areas too, because it's a pretty
Yeah,
big
yeah.
park, and like man-made streams and lakes and stuff like that. But also we could have them go up fire escapes and shit, and then have like rooftop segments where you're running up the fire escape and then go up on
Oh
the top of the
yeah.
roofs. But that's like an optional way. Like maybe there's like a
No, no,
path.
no, no.
No,
We could
like
do that for a little bit. This game is going to be very chameleon-like esque, where I feel like you're going to be playing and you're going to think, okay, it feels very mirrors edgy,
yeah,
and then you're going to be going through like a park and it's going to feel a little bit walking simulator esque, and then beat 'em uppy. You
right.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no,
It's going to have
like
different skins.
I think there is like a path you could take through this game where you don't ever end up on the rooftops. Like if you
Mm-hmm.
take certain ways, like you'll never even get up there. You know what I mean? And like
Yeah.
another path that we could even have them go through would be like, um, shoot, I had this before. I forgot what it was, but like I just thought up of one where you like go into the sewers and then you go through like the sewage system for a little bit, or like maybe one path will take you. I don't know. There's like so many different paths we could take, but like,
The sewage system would be cool too. I would want there to be a little river right next to it with just random stuff floating down.
oh yeah.
So like maybe one's going to be like a little crocodile that you can pick up by the tail, like boots, like just different stuff that people are flushing.
I'm
Or like
also
it's
like
washed
trying
up
to
in the
think of
storm
other
drain.
things. Like I want this to be a combination of Mirror's Edge meets Uncharted and meets like Doom, like I said before, where
Yeah,
it's like
yeah. But with like a beat 'em up and items.
yeah, yeah. But I'm pretty much all in, man. Like I think
Now this is
we
what I'm, now this is now hear me out. This
yeah,
may change everything.
okay.
But should we make it where they can pick up items, or should we just give more power to the player and basically make it a telekinesis game? Because that's what it is, right? Now that I'm thinking about it. Because I was thinking to myself, the reason I spawned this idea, I thought, how much better would it be if when you looked at an item, you could press a button and depending on your adrenaline gauge, be able to pull it into you to then throw it back out? But that's basically telekinesis in a nutshell. Would it be funner or not as fun? Or would it be funner to throw the items because that way you get a combo and that feels more satisfying?
It would change the essence of the game, but we could still have what we have, but it will change the format of everything where things will be farther apart, you know?
Yeah,
Um
nah, then let's not do it. I think maybe the tight cramped, like
how
maybe
about
having
how about
a
instead of
little bit
having
cramped quarters would be better
how about
for
instead
the
of having
tunnel.
like the telekinesis where you throw stuff around, maybe it's more like a read mind things. And so you'd be able to see where people are coming from. Like you could see where everyone is on the map. Like you have like general, I don't know what else to call it besides like a detective mode where you can kind of see where enemies are coming from, and like
Hmm.
so you can kind of plan your path a little bit better, and maybe that'll also give you a heightened sense of like that way we could have a HUD where it'd be like you could see what you could pick up by, I don't know, some kind of psychic ability. Instead of throwing things around, it's more of like a mental psychic ability that you have.
All right, all right. I like that. Now, where would this culminate? So I'm thinking you have the headphones on; they're going to be leading you everywhere. We get what we're going to be doing, how we're going to be tossing stuff, and how the level's going to differentiate. Where does this end? Where do we see
All
this?
right.
The finale.
To build up to a cliffhanger, what happens
Mm-hmm.
is you get to the end, and the person that's been talking to you to this whole time, it's like a Professor X situation where
Yeah.
like
I envisioned them in a wheelchair too. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I really did. Did you? Is that what you're talking
no,
about?
that's not what I'm talking. I
Oh my
kind
gosh,
of
never mind.
where I'm going with it is like you've been called to other people that have, now that you added the telekinesis part of it, you've been called to other people who have that power. You know what I
Oh
mean?
wow, yeah, that sounds
And
rich. I like it.
you get to the location where it's like a home, a private school for people with special abilities. And the
Yeah,
next
it's
one,
it's
it's
like
like,
world building now.
yeah. And then the next game would be something like GTA 5, where you transfer between multiple people and they accumulate into like one cool joint union action, like Avengers moment. And then they break off to separate paths and you like control each different
Interesting.
person. And maybe
All
we could
right.
give a sneak preview where the last mission you're joined up by other people, and then you could switch between the other 2 people or 3 people that you're with, and then like it all comes together with all meeting at one central place, you know. And you could do the GTA 5 thing where like it zooms out on the map and then zooms back into the next person whenever it switches characters for
That
like
works
story
as you're building
purposes.
up the sequel.
Yeah.
So for the music for this one, since you already have headphones in, I mean, I think we'll do wireless headphones. That way, something stupid doesn't happen with the wires. We don't have to animate all that bullshit. Let them choose their music, is what I'm thinking, like a car game would, where there's different stations.
Take another thing out of GTA's book, just like multiple radio stations that you can switch
and that
through.
way everyone can choose what motivates them to get into that moment. Because basically, what we're trying to do is create a flow state.
Yeah.
That's what we're after.
Yeah.
All right. So moving on, pricing. I feel like if we're making this game good, I want it to be $60.
$60, exactly. Real quick on the headphone music thing. At the very end, when you get to the school before you meet up with the other psychics, and maybe the psychics have other powers, and that's what the seagull will be, actually someone that could throw stuff. Anyway, that's not the thing. You like had these headphones that this person's been talking to you this whole time, and then he's like, we're all like you. And then you take the headphones off, the music stops, but he's still talking to you in the head. You thought it was like
that's really good
in your wireless headphones, but no, he's been just talking to you.
It was telekinesis the whole time.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. I like that. Well, Jay, let's get your timer out because we have to name this game.
Timer. Out. Ready. Not ready. Go.
Throw. We'll just say you can throw anything. It's a catchy name. People will ask about it. Like Untitled fucking Goose Game.
Throw works, or this just came to me. We'll see if it sticks to you. Run free.
But the game's not based off running though.
It kind of is. You're on a path to get to somewhere. You go through multiple things. You're running the whole time. I'm assuming.
The only thing is I don't want the correlations drawn to Mirror's Edge. Even though they're there.
Mm-hmm.
That game is good and I enjoyed it. However, for some reason, it didn't pick up steam.
I think this is like the spiritual successor of Mirror's Edge, where we made Mirror's Edge better, added Doom elements to combat, because combat was also like what we sound
so pompous right now.
I know, right?
Talking about how we make Mirror's Edge
about
better.
Pool before. Pool's the better Rocket League. I'm telling you. Anyway,
so I'm thinking. Throw free. You're like, what the? Free throw.
I was going to say free throw.
Why not free throw?
Free throw at 137.
Not bad. So, let me think here. Now I'm doing, okay, good, yeah, do the overview. I don't know why I got stuck. I was like, do we go into the devs? But no. Overview. In free throw, we play a game where you get hacked and you have to run because the man is after you. Who is the man? You don't know. You're gifted with the ability to throw. And as you get more and more into a flow state, you're able to freely throw anything in your environment. Chain these different throws to defeat your enemies and get to the safe haven. Free throw. All right, we got a game here, Jay. What do you think? Would this be a game that would be fun? Would you want to play it?
I mean, yeah, I'll definitely give this a shot. I mean, I like the idea of Doom. The problem with me and Doom is just when I play, I don't know, something about Doom, it's so open, the maps and stuff, where you could go to so many places, there's secrets. I don't like going through
there's nooks and crannies.
Yeah, like it's meant to you play super quick and fast and go through a thing. And also I suck at first person shooters, but like you go through all this shit and then also, but they leave Easter eggs in every corner and it's like
to slow you down.
Exactly. I don't like that. But this one, it's just straight through fucking. You just pick a path, you take that path, and then there's like a quick,
And
cool.
you're just fucking throwing shit, and you're
Exactly.
knocking people
And it's
out, and
more
just hitting
like I
them.
feel like it'd be more cinematic too than Doom. It's not just like the executions or whatever they're called in Doom, the finishers or
Can't,
whatnot.
so we won't hurt any pedestrians, but wouldn't it be funny if you do take scooters out, like for kids, and like throw them? Are we having other people like walking by?
Yeah,
Do
I
you
think
want
there
to?
should be other people walking
Let's
by.
and they'll react, but not terribly poorly. They'll just be like, "Hey!"
We could put them in
Like
artfully
really,
where like
yeah,
they're actual distractions and like things that you have to avoid or it's going to make you slow down, you know what I mean?
yeah,
um like there are going to be people in your way, and then maybe there will be crowds to create a cinematic moment and also like a loading screen before you have to do like a bigger battle against like a boss or something. And boss fights, we didn't even talk about, it could go crazy where it's like you're going up and down like a place, you choose where to go, and then you go there, and then there's something there for you to throw or shoot and stuff, you know what I mean? Like it'd be more like
yeah.
going
One
up and
boss
down
fight
different places.
that would be cool would be like maybe towards the end, somebody's actually throwing innocent people, and you have to catch them and then put them down, and then you figure out that you can throw his henchmen at him, and then from then on you can throw people, and then we could have really cool, awesome ragdoll physics.
I was going to save this for the end, but I was thinking more where your this first character's, I think the character's going to be like named and has personality and like everything already set. And I
Yeah,
think his powers, instead of like, I know you want to go to throwing shit, but his powers I think will evolve in the sequel, and then you'll get a taste of this at the end, is to slow time down. So you have more of an idea to like how to plan everything out, and then maybe
yeah.
eventually it'll like tell you like optimal paths or something. Well, in the
Oh
sequel,
man, if you slow time down, could you imagine like using telekinesis on a sword, pulling it through somebody, and then using it to cast it at somebody else?
dude, I know we don't talk about sequels too often because I feel like we could make a show about sequels of this stuff. But like in the sequel, what if we had, instead of slowing down, it could you also, we introduced like cinematic things where like if you slow things down with that character, you'll see a place, and then you could do a cool parkour thing where it's like a cutscene where you go like up, hits the wall, and then teleports somewhere else, and then goes down, and then like knocks someone
Yeah,
down. You know what I mean?
we would make it would then start getting into a little bit of like Dishonored with different character plays.
Yeah, yeah.
So honestly, as much as we're talking about it, you can obviously tell I would love to play it. I would love to have fun with it. And now that we have a complete game, what game studio would you assign to be able to make Free Throw the best? Obviously, there's like we already know, like there's a couple. You can name them.
I don't know who you're thinking, but I have one.
Go for it.
Ubisoft.
Ubisoft, yeah, definitely.
Like
And
I
then
feel like
I'm also thinking Arcane, you know,
okay.
studios, and then also id, like obviously.
Okay, like you're going with more of the Bethesda side of things. This is not this is not the visual that I had for this game, but Rockstar could also do something. And you know how they do like their spin-offs? Like Red Dead technically was a spin-off, but like more like Bully, or like they do like random
Yeah,
side stuff every once in a while. I think this could be one of the random side things that they do. And it could be
that would be
really interesting
interesting.
and really cool.
I feel like if they were to do that, Rockstar would drop it, but they would put like a spin on it to give it a curveball where they're like, and it's a VR game.
Right.
And
Yeah.
you're like, what? And everyone just talks about how amazing it is.
Uh,
We
an-
could adapt this to VR though.
Another random ass thing, and this will make it completely different. And we talk about them all the time. This should just be a default on this part of this show. But Kojima,
He's basically like a wild card.
yeah,
You just throw him in.
you put him on charge of anything. All the episodes we've ever done, put him in charge. It could be done, and it would be cool, and it would be weird. You know.
Oh man, that's hilarious. And with that, our 103rd IP has gone gold. We hope you look forward to this experience that will probably never release. You can you can write to @poundgames@gmail.com if you have anything to patch into the game we created today. Also, give us feedback. We're still learning how to make this show better, and your feedback really helps. We have a Patreon. If you'd like to back our ideas, please head over to patreon.com/wearenotgamedevs. Patrons receive episodes 2 days early and an extra podcast at the beginning, which you got the tail end of our conversation at the beginning of this episode. That's patreon.com/wearenotgamedevs. If you liked our show, why not subscribe and give us all the stars on Apple Podcasts, Google Play Store, Spotify, YouTube, and more. That's a mouthful. Basically, if you look for it, you'll find it. And if they ask for a review, instead of reviewing our show, become your in-game critic and review Free Throw, the video game we just created. Thank you for joining us today. We'll be back next Friday with another new IP. Again, my name is Alex Gonzalez.
And I'm Jay Yee.
Thank you, and please remember that we are not game devs. Do you remember, like, for 35 episodes straight, we couldn't remember the name of the game during the outro?
I mean, I still have trouble with that, and let me be honest, I totally forgot we called this Free Throw. Like, when you said Free Throw, I was like,
thinking we're getting better.
Free Throw? What the... Whatever. It's the name of the game, Free Throw.
Free Throw. And it's inexorably tied to basketball, so I feel like we have to have a basketball and a hoop somewhere.
Just
where maybe there's just one NPC who's like, nice free throw.
Yeah.
And then it just goes, and you don't make any other comment.
It's just in the middle of the game.